So I've got my drive shaft hanging up here and it's cleaned off, and I want to tell you guys what I'm doing, because before I put it back in the car, of course, I thought, well, I should paint it, paint it black. Now it would be really easy to paint this black, but then what are we losing? We're losing some of the cool originality, like these numbers, these marks down here. And this is just, I realize this is totally personal taste, but I thought it might be cool to try to preserve this while eliminating the rust or neutralizing the rust. So I'm gonna use some of this stuff, Corroseal. There's supposed to be an L at the end, but the label was falling off, as they often do. So that's why the tape is there. So this is rust converting metal primer. And all I'm gonna try to do right now is coat this with a little spongy brush, and then just leave it and see if that's enough. I think that's gonna be enough. I don't have to paint it, actually. I'm just gonna coat it. It'll neutralize the rust. Maybe not permanently, but certainly for a long time. And then I'll do a little bit on the yolks after I clean them up. This has been wiped down with lacquer thinner, so it's pretty clean, ready to go. Just gonna hit it, and we'll check in with you in a minute. All right, so here's what we got going with the Corroseal. And I think I'm good with this. I can just leave this. I also want to show you guys what I did with the half shafts, because the half shafts had a little bit of rust on them, and then I had actually gone back there and just sprayed some paint, which is never a good idea if things have a little rust. So what I did is I cleaned this one up like this, and then this is one coat of the Corroseal, or Corroseal, I don't know how to pronounce it. And you can see it's still drying, but I think it pretty much knocks out all the rust, and then you just end up with a little bit. Now I may go ahead and paint these, I'm not sure. I was hoping that they would retain some of the lighter color, but this stuff, it just turns everything kind of a dark color. So I don't know, I have to look up. Maybe we'll go with a lighter color like a silver, but I just sort of want to, probably not. I'll probably just paint these black here because I don't want to get into this area with paint. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm about to hit this one. This is all cleaned up, removed all the paint, cleaned it down with lacquer thinner. It's ready to go. Squeaky clean, dry. So this is what the Corroseal will deal with. It'll stop all that and just coat it, and then you can paint it if you want. Okay, here's a little update on the drive shaft and half shafts for the C3. I want to show you guys what I did. I did order some new retainers, and these fit great. So that's replaced. Now we're smooth, very smooth, and pretty easy. And I want to show you guys what I'm doing to finish these. The drive shaft, because I kind of like the paint and the numbering and stuff on it. So even though it's very faint, you can still see the numbers. So what I did is I coated that entirely with the Corroseal, which is a rust converting metal primer. And then this is how it ended up. This is the look. So it actually is pretty shiny. Not that it matters, it's going under the car, but I also like this because when you paint something, of course, the paint can come off and it can chip and it can just look crappy. So this way, it's just a light sealer coat over it, and it'll kind of look original, but we won't end up with some of the paint chipping issues. These I Corrosealed, and then I put a little bit of VHT satin on there, and then on the ends, because I'm just like making things overly complicated for myself, I cleaned the yolks, and then I just Corrosealed the yolks. And you can see it's still, this is the second coat, and it's kind of, when it's drying, it has this blue tint there, like that. It turns blue, and then it'll eventually just turn black. And those actually start off the same color as the U-joints, which is interesting. It turns everything black. So if you're looking for a rust prevention coating for some of your, cast parts or whatever, some of these iron parts that go into the car, you don't want to paint it because, you know, paint's fine, but paint's messy and paint chips off. You could go with something like this product, and maybe that'll work for you. I don't know. So anyway, half shafts are done. And the other issue is, of course, I had them labeled, and then I was hasty. And this is the kind of stuff I do, you guys. This is why I'm kind of a bonehead, so you shouldn't listen to too much of what I'm putting on the channel. Is that I threw away the labels because I tore the tape off. I was all excited, and now I tore away. So I don't know. My question is, and some people will probably say, you know, these have to go on a certain side. And then other people will say, no, it doesn't matter because they're exactly the same. So my question is, do the half shafts, are they actually factory mated to left and right? And if they are, how do you know? Because if they're exactly the same, which they appear to be, what difference does it make on which side they go onto? So there's my question for the day. If you have any useful information, you can leave it in the comments. Hope this is helpful. See you guys soon.